You were never told this directly, but you were trained to believe it. That morality is a personal choice, that truth is flexible, and that right and wrong change with time. Before you agree or disagree, pause and ask yourself something uncomfortable. If morality is subjective, then why do you feel guilt even when nobody is watching? Why does injustice burn inside you even when it benefits you? And why do humans across cultures, centuries, and continents feel the same moral outrage toward murder, betrayal, and cruelty? That reaction did not come from society. Society changes. Trends change. Laws change. Yet the human conscience does not. That should disturb you. Modern culture claims that humans invented morality, that ethics evolved naturally, and that religion merely borrowed it later. But this explanation collapses the moment you examine it honestly. If morality is a human invention, then it has no authority over humans. You can ignore it whenever it becomes inconvenient. Yet even the most powerful people on earth justify their actions morally. Tyrants don't say I am evil, they say I was right. That tells you something critical. Humans cannot live without moral justification. We don't just want power, we want to feel justified using it. So where does that authority come from? If morality comes from society, then slavery should never have been wrong, because society once approved it. If morality comes from evolution, then survival should justify cruelty, because nature rewards the strongest. If morality comes from consensus, then truth would change with votes. But deep down you know these explanations feel hollow. You don't believe genocide becomes acceptable if enough people agree. You don't believe oppression becomes moral if it benefits the majority. Something inside you rebels against that idea, and that something has no material explanation. The Qur'an names it clearly. It calls it the fitra, the innate moral compass placed inside every human being. Not learned, not taught, placed. This is why a child feels guilt before learning philosophy. This is why humans justify themselves even when lying. This is why evil hides, because it knows it is evil. If morality were invented, evil would not need excuses. Now look at modern freedom carefully. You are told that rejecting religion makes you free. Free to define your own values. Free to choose your own truth. Free from old rules. But what replaced those rules? Algorithms decide what you see. Corporations decide what you desire. Culture decides what you must celebrate or cancel. You didn't escape authority. You just changed masters. The Quran warns about this exact illusion when it says, "Have you seen the one who takes his desires as his God?" Because when God is removed, something else always takes his place. Power never disappears. It just changes hands. This is why moral confusion dominates modern life. People argue endlessly about rights but cannot agree on responsibilities. They demand freedom but fear consequences. They celebrate choice but collapse under anxiety. A morality without accountability feels liberating at first, until it starts eating you alive from the inside. Islam does something radically different. It does not flatter the ego. It restrains it. It does not bend morality to desire. It disciplines desire to morality. And that is precisely why it feels uncomfortable to a world addicted to impulse. Ask yourself honestly, why does self-control feel oppressive today? Why is discipline mocked? Why is restraint portrayed as repression? Because a system built on consumption cannot survive people who know how to say no. A person who bows only to God cannot be manipulated by fear, trends, or pleasure. That kind of human being is dangerous to any system that profits from weakness. Islam does not claim humans are angels. It acknowledges desire, anger, ego, and temptation. But it refuses to worship them. It teaches that real freedom is not doing whatever you want. It is mastering what wants you. That is why prayer interrupts the day. That is why fasting breaks addiction. That is why accountability extends beyond death. Not to control you, but to anchor you. A morality without God floats. A morality with God stands. Here is the question most people avoid because it is too revealing. If there is no higher authority, why should you be good when evil benefits you? Not when it looks good, when it works, when nobody knows, when there is no punishment. If your answer depends on comfort, reputation, or emotion, then morality is conditional, and conditional morality collapses under pressure. Islam refuses conditional goodness. It ties morality to accountability, beyond human systems, beyond witnesses, beyond time. This is why religion is not fading despite centuries of attack. Because it answers something science, politics, and culture cannot replace. Moral authority without manipulation, meaning without chaos. Freedom without emptiness. If this made you uncomfortable, that's not a flaw, it's a signal. Truth doesn't soothe first, it confronts first. Stay here. Subscribe. Because the next video will challenge something even closer to home.